Hi everyone, I want to tell you about the weekly assignment schedule template that you will be able to find under the Begin Here tab. This is going to open in Microsoft Excel, and if you don't have Microsoft, you can open it in OpenOffice. And what I'm going to need you to do with this is a backup plan, okay? Because I want you to be able to be, so that you can see how many hours you've worked each week and which area of study that you've worked in. So here's the way this thing is going to look whenever you open it. What I want you to do is I want you to click on this first cell right here, and you'll notice that it opens up something that says Weekly Assignment Schedule. I want you to type your name right there, okay? So once you type your name there, that's going to save it. Now, as far as figuring out when you're doing this, the week of is automatically going to fill in for you. Actually, let me change that. I'm going to change that so that you can put the beginning of the week. Whatever the Monday is for the beginning of that week is what you want to put in here. And you would just put the date here. So you can click on this, and then you'll see the little bar pop up here. You can put the date right there. Now here's where the important part comes in. I have all of the different subjects listed, and what I want you to do where it says notes, if you see where it says notes here, you can put your start and end time, or you can put your total hours. So in other words, you can put start 9 a.m. Let me show you. You can put start 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. Of course, nobody's going to work that long at one stretch, but anyway, that's what I want you to do in here. So you can either put your start and end time, or you can put 2 hours, okay? Either one of those. All right, now you notice that what I just did is I clicked. You can click here and type, or you can click up here and type. Either way will be fine as long as we can see what's going on, okay? And what this is going to do, this is not a perfect system, okay? But this is going to give you an estimate of what your hours looked like for that particular week, okay? So I'm going to change this back to what it originally looked like, okay? So this is going to give you an estimate of what your hours look like for any particular week. Now here comes the fun part. What I want you to do with this is I want you to save it on your computer. You're going to go to File and tell it to Save As. And what I want you to save it as, save it somewhere where you can find it. And I want you to save it for the week's date, okay? So let's say that the first day of the week that you're working is August 28th. Let's say it's August 28th. We're going to save this as 8/28/17, okay? And that means that that's the date, or you can save it as 08. It doesn't really matter. But if you'll save it like this, then whenever you go to your desktop, you'll be able to click on that and open it right up and be able to see it. And then the next time you get ready to save, I'm going to open back up and show you. And okay, so the next time you get ready to save, you're going to fill in your new information, and you're going to do Save As. And now this time, instead of saving it as 8/28, we're going to save it as September 4th. So we're going to save it as 09/04/17. And when we save it that way, I'm going to save it to the desktop again. You'll notice that now I have two files saved to my desktop. So I have the original file, and then I have the new file. The best way to do this, instead of going in and typing over something you've already done, is to go ahead and download the, I'm calling it the Timekeeper template, okay? Download the one that says Timekeeper Template, and if you'll save it on your desktop, then every Monday you can open it up, and I've got it open right here. That's why it's not opening again, but every Monday you can open it up and you can type your notes for that day, type your hours, and then save it. And what I'm going to do, if I'm just making a few changes to it, let me go to this other one, okay? If I'm just making a few changes, let's say to the one for the 28th, then what I can do instead of doing a Save As, because I've already saved it as the date that I want, so if I make some changes here, and let's say that I worked 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then on reading, I worked for 3 hours. And then on science, I worked for 30 minutes, okay? Something like that. Then I'm just going to click the save button right here, and what it will do is it will just save this file for me so that the next time I go into it, let me close it out. The next time I go into it, that part is saved already, and I would just move on over to Tuesday. And then at the end of the week, that's when I would kind of look and see what my hours look like. So definitely do this to help you keep up with your hours so that you'll know exactly what it is that you're doing, and so we can kind of compare notes and make sure that your hours compare to the hours that we have listed for you as well. Okay? So that's how you would work this. Again, save a timekeeper template on your desktop, and then just change the date of it. Each time you do a save as, change it so that you'll be able to save as, and eventually you'll have a bunch of these. Something you can do is you can use your mouse to right click and create a new folder and use this as your timekeeper files, and then you can take all of these files and just drag them and drop them. And when you drag them and drop them in here, now you won't have 5,000 timekeeper files filling up your desktop. Instead, you'll have them all in this nice little folder that later on, if you decide you want to share that folder, you can send it to. Look at that. You can email it, you can compress it, you can send it to your iPhone. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this. So I just want to make sure that you're using this to its full advantage, and that you go ahead and start keeping up with your time the first time that you log in. That way everything is cool, and we will be able to see how often you're working on these programs, and you'll be able to keep up with your time as well. Okay? If you have any questions with this, again, don't hesitate to ask, and I will walk you through keeping up with your time. Have a good one.